Hey, what's up, guys? This is Robbie, and I am coming here today to talk to you about Teen Titans. Well, I'm talking about the show Titans, which is an adaptation of Teen Titans on the DC streaming service. First thing I want to bring up is that this show does not resemble the Teen Titans show of old. Not at all. I think the characters are hardly recognizable, but I am deeply enjoying this show. First thing that I noticed off the bat was the level of violence and darkness. This is not a kid's show, which is funny because Teen Titans seemed like DC seemed like they wanted to get away from kind of the dark stuff they've been doing, but I think this show, they're just fully embracing it. They're really going with the Zack Snyder vision. This show reminds me a lot of a DC version of Watchmen. The way the superheroes are, there's no big superpowers with a lot of the tertiary characters or background superheroes. Most of the superpowers belong to Starfire, Raven, and Beast Boy. Other than that, most of the superheroes that you see are very gritty and it's about fighting. So I want to do a character by character breakdown and see what they're doing right and wrong. Before I do that though, I kind of want to give an overview of how the episodes are going. Some minor spoilers. So what I am liking so far, but what other people might not like so far, is that the superheroes are doing regular things. I think this is a problem with DC and not so much a problem with the Marvel Netflix universe, but sometimes Marvel movies, but not the Marvel Netflix streaming universe. So what the Marvel Netflix got right was that the superheroes are actually doing things to help everyday people. And a lot of times in the DC movies, there's always this epic bad guy that they have to defeat, and they're not just stopping bank robbers and things like that, which is something that Daredevil, rest in peace, addressed, Luke Cage addressed, trying to rid crime in your neighborhood, trying to stop drug traffickers and people like that, trying to help people find missing kids, just everyday problems that people go through. Jessica Jones was more about dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder, dealing with abuse, how to overcome abuse. Like, these were everyday issues that people deal with, not super galactic man wants to blow up the planet, because that can be so far removed from what we think about on a daily basis. I'm not saying that the movies aren't interesting, but it is good to kind of get that motivation to do something in your everyday life, because the one thing we did learn from Stan Lee is that superheroes can motivate us. They motivate us to want to be better people. And when we see superheroes do everyday things, we think, oh, I don't have to be super to do this everyday thing. So off the bat, we get a Robin who is very much human. The problem with Robin, though, is that he's very violent and he has some version of PTSD from his time with Batman and the things he's seen. Also, it reveals that he's also gone through some trauma with the kind of the things he's done and coming to terms with the things he's done. So we get like a kind of like a character analysis, kind of a character breakdown of Robin, because he is the lead. So we learn so much about Batman. The one thing I do not like is that Batman isn't shown. So I'm unsure if this is part of the movie universe or if they're creating their own streaming universe like Netflix did, because it seems like it's tying in. It's got the same opening theme where they show all the DC characters, or a good chunk of them. They talk about Wonder Woman. They talk about the Joker. They talk about so much that's going on. They talk about the Justice League. It just doesn't. It wouldn't make sense if it's not tied in with the movies. The other thing Also, the weird thing about the movie was it seemed like they teamed up for the first time when Batman was like 70. Not that Ben Affleck is that old, but it was just like, I know the Justice League happened way before that, but I don't know why they went with an old Batman. But so we get this story told through Robin's eyes, and then we also get a story told about Raven. Raven is the, what do you call it? The holy grail of this show. She's the one that everyone's trying to get. She's the character that we're playing keep away with. It's a lot like the movie Logan, where you have this special person that everyone's coming to try to get. The thing that works well, I think, for a episode by episode story, as long as they don't follow with a chase scene every episode, which they're cutting it up. And usually I don't like filler episodes where we're getting away from the characters, but the Titans has a lot of filler episodes, but I found that I do enjoy them. It's because we get backstories with the Hawk and Raven, or sorry, the Hawk and Dove, and we get backstories about Robin and his time trying to find the people that killed his parents. And so I thought this all works well because the way they have the story set up, we can't just have a chase scene for 12 episodes. The other thing I liked is that the characters are, like, there's real ramifications for their powers. Like, if you can become a tiger and you attack somebody, the likelihood is you're going to rip their face off. So it's not like Animorphs. I don't know if anybody read the Animorph books where they weren't always killing people, they were just attacking them. It's like, no, if you're a tiger, if you just pat somebody, you're probably going to rip their face off. If you bite somebody, you're probably going to puncture them so deep that they bleed out. That went morbid quickly. Sorry. But anyway, so let me do this character by character breakdown and tell you the characters that I really like. First character is Robin. Robin is played very dark and gritty. I believe what they're trying to do is try to make Robin so dark that nobody laughs at Robin anymore, because the whole running joke in Batman is the character Robin. One of the things is that people said that Christian Bale agreed to do the Batman movies as long as there was no Robin in the movies. And Robin has been this punching bag character in all of these franchises that have tried to bring Batman to the big screen. This is not your father's Robin. This Robin is dark, he is willing to murder people, and he's a bit sociopathic. But he's like a good guy at heart, but he's still doing very violent, horrible things. And, minor spoiler, the other Robin is quite dark as well. So we have the Dick Grayson Robin and we have the Jason Todd Robin. Jason Todd Robin is straight up crazy. And I know in the comics, Jason Todd becomes crazy, but we have so many things that lead up to him being crazy, not the least of which is Ra's al Ghul. So we are kind of following the story through his eyes. He is the main character, so to speak, and the leader. Well, here's something that's weird about the show, which I like, but it is weird. They called it Titans because they couldn't call it Teen Titans because practically everyone is adult on this show. They wanted to make it gritty, so they just decided, you know what, let's not make it a teenage show. Let's just make everyone a grown man. So Robin's like 27. Starfire's like, she looks like she's 32. Raven. But yeah, no, so the next character is Raven. Raven is, I don't know who plays her, but the girl who plays her does a great job. Raven is a lot darker than she is portrayed on Teen Titans, the TV show. She can liquefy people's organs. She can give and take life. And they are really playing up the darkness, and they're alluding to, obviously, who her father is. So I think as a character, that's very interesting. I think her character is probably the most interesting character on the show thus far. I like her better than Starfire, although I was intrigued by Starfire. The funniest thing was, when I had no idea who this lady was. And they're just, everything is leading to her being Starfire, but I'm like, that's not Starfire. But anyway, so let me stick to Raven, and then we'll get to Starfire. But Raven's an interesting character. They're having her deal with the stress of being a teenager, the stress of not having a stable home, and the stress of being different. So all of these things work for this show, and they help to tell a coming of age story and also a story of someone trying to find themselves. Moving on to Starfire. Starfire, I didn't know if they were trying to say that she was a prostitute, lost her memory, like an undercover prostitute. There's so much that's missing about her, and I don't think they're going to explain it. I think they're going to go into, spoiler alert if nobody has read the comics, her alien backstory. I think they're going to go into that. I like this actress a lot. I think she's doing a great job playing her. I wish they had gone younger with her, even if you want to do a thing with her and Robin, just younger, because it seems like they're too adults to be on this. Her and Robin are very adult. I think her being the most adult. And it's weird because she comes off almost motherly instead of like, because I keep thinking Teen Titans, and she comes off almost motherly to me. The next character is Beast Boy. Beast Boy, they do a great job with this. He is not green the whole time, which is cool because they're trying to go for realness. I really like the episode where we see the house that he grew up in with all these people who are basically being experimented on, and it had a very Hellboy vibe to it. But it worked for this show. All right, some standout characters that I liked. I really like Hawk and Dove. These are characters that I had no interest in this before this. But Minka Kelly does a great job playing Dove, and I forgot the guy's name who plays Hawk, but he does a great job. And it's an absolutely devastating backstory. I did not think DC was going to go this deep with the backstory, but I mean, they're addressing real issues. These are real things that happen, but it's just, I was like, they're really not going to go there, are they? They're going to go there. So overall, just to kind of make this video as short as possible, I will be talking about this show much more coming up as soon as it wraps. I think we're on episode 9, should be next week. So I'll be talking about the show in the coming weeks and how I liked it overall, but I'm going to keep this video as short as possible. Overall, I am loving the show. They're doing a great job. I'm glad they took a different direction than they're doing like the DC on CW. So I'm glad it's not like the Flash, Arrow, Legends, or Supergirl and Black Lightning. I'm glad that it's distinctly different. I'm glad that they're talking about characters that never get talked about, but like what it's like to be a sidekick, Wonder Girl, and I am learning so much about the depth of some of these characters that I didn't think I cared about. All right, so overall, I'm going to give this show a 9 out of 10. So you guys should tune in. You should watch it. Maybe wait a couple more weeks, and they do like a 7-day free, so you can watch all the shows in 7 days. But the DC streaming service is pretty cool so far. All right, guys, don't forget to hit that like button below. Please subscribe, leave a comment, and tune in next time. All right, peace.